Your surname links you to millions of ancestors scattered across centuries and continents. But what if your surname linked you to just a dozen men? 350,000 Amish people alive today share fewer than 12 common surnames. Not 12,000, 12. A nation the size of Iceland compressed into the family trees of a single Swiss village. This is not a coincidence. It is the consequence of one of history's most dramatic founder effects, a genetic and cultural bottleneck forged by persecution, faith, and 3 centuries of closed doors. The surnames you are about to see are not just names, they are the proof. Today we are decoding 10 Amish surnames, from number 10 down to number 1, the name that anchors the entire community. Each surname is a Swiss place name, a village or canton where Anabaptist families hid before the Great Exodus. Each one represents a single founding lineage that crossed the Atlantic between 1700 and 1750 and never looked back. By the end, you will understand why a population larger than Iceland shares fewer surnames than a single street in New York. And if you carry one of these names, you will know exactly which Swiss valley your ancestors fled and why they never went home. Number 10. Schrock. The name comes from the German word Schreck, terror or fright. It may have been a nickname for a soldier or a fierce fighter, or it may have been ironic, a gentle man given a hard name. Among the Amish, Schrock became a founding surname because 1 or 2 Schrock families were among the earliest Anabaptist emigrants from the Palatinate region of Germany and Alsace in the 1720s. Their descendants are now scattered across Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. If your surname is Schrock, your family line almost certainly traces back to one of those original emigrants, a lineage compressed into a single bottleneck 3 centuries ago. Number 9. Mast. This surname is deceptively simple. It is not nautical. Mast is a shortened form of the German Meister, master, or craftsman. It was an occupational name given to a skilled artisan, likely a carpenter or wheelwright. Among the Swiss Anabaptists, the Mast families came primarily from the Emmental Valley in the canton of Bern, a region of green hills and isolated farms where Anabaptist communities hid from authorities for decades. When the persecution intensified, the Masts left. Today, thousands of Amish people carry the name Mast, and nearly all of them descend from 2 or 3 founding brothers who arrived in Pennsylvania before 1740. The name survived because the community never opened its doors. Number 8. Hirschberger. The name means from Hirschberg, Deer Mountain. Hirschberg is not one place, but several, small villages and hills scattered across southern Germany and Switzerland. The Hirschberger families who joined the Amish migration came mostly from Alsace, a borderland fought over by France and the Holy Roman Empire for centuries. Anabaptists in Alsace were caught between 2 Catholic powers, and emigration was often the only way to survive. The Hirschbergers who arrived in America in the 1730s founded a lineage that is now one of the most common Amish surnames. If you carry this name, your blood almost certainly originates in a single Alsatian valley, and your ancestors made the crossing together. Number 7. Gingerich. The etymology here is disputed, but the most accepted theory ties it to Grundgericht, or a place name now lost in the records of Swiss dialects. What is certain is that Gingerich families were among the early wave of Swiss Anabaptist refugees who fled to Pennsylvania in the 1720s. They came from the Bernese Oberland, a mountainous region where Anabaptist communities lived in hidden valleys, meeting in secret to avoid arrest. The Gingerich surname appears repeatedly in colonial ship manifests, always in small clusters, always traveling with other Anabaptist families. Today, tens of thousands of Amish people carry the name Gingerich, and genetic studies confirm they nearly all descend from 2 founding brothers. Number 6. Byler. The name is a corruption of Bühler, someone from a hill or a small elevated settlement. It is a common Swiss and South German surname, but among the Amish, Byler has a singular origin. The Byler families came from the canton of Bern, specifically from villages in the lower Emmental. They were part of the Anabaptist underground that survived waves of persecution in the late 17th century. When the Swiss authorities intensified their crackdown in the early 1700s, forcing Anabaptists to flee or recant, The Bylers chose exile. A single extended family crossed the Atlantic, and today thousands of Amish people trace their surname to that one departure. The name Byler is a genetic signature of a single refugee lineage. Number 5. Smucker. The name comes from schmucker, one who adorns or decorates. It was likely an occupational surname for a craftsman who worked with textiles or jewelry, or possibly a nickname for someone who dressed well. Among the Amish, the Smucker surname has a specific Swiss origin, the canton of Zurich and neighboring regions, where Anabaptist persecution was particularly brutal. In 1635, Zurich authorities drowned, burned, or exiled hundreds of Anabaptists who refused to recant. The Smucker families who survived fled first to Alsace, then to the Palatinate, and finally to Pennsylvania. By 1745, nearly all Smuckers in the American colonies were Anabaptist refugees. Today, the surname Smucker is almost exclusively Amish, a name preserved by isolation and faith. Number 4. Glick. The name means luck or fortune in German. It may have been a nickname for a fortunate person, or possibly ironic. Among the Amish, the Glick surname originates in the Swiss canton of Bern, where Anabaptist families faced relentless persecution throughout the 17th century. The Glicks were part of the Täufer underground, secret congregations that met in barns and forests to avoid arrest. When Swiss authorities offered a choice between exile and execution, the Glicks chose exile. A single Glick family arrived in Pennsylvania in 1736, settling in Lancaster County. Every Amish person today who carries the surname Glick descends from that one family. Luck, perhaps, or the will to survive. Number 3. Esch. The surname is short and blunt, and its origin is debated. Some scholars link it to the German Esch, a field cleared by burning, an ash field. Others believe it is a shortened form of a longer surname lost to time. What is certain is that Esch families were among the earliest Anabaptist refugees from the Palatinate and Alsace. They arrived in Pennsylvania in the 1720s, part of the first wave of migration that would seed the entire Amish population. The Esch surname appears in the oldest Amish records, baptismal lists, land deeds, marriage registers. Today, tens of thousands of Amish people carry the name Esch, and genetic analysis shows they all share common ancestry within a narrow window, between 1720 and 1740. The name Esch is not just old, it is foundational. Number 2. Blank. The name is stark and unambiguous. In German, blank means shining, bright, or polished. It was likely a nickname for someone with a fair complexion or shining armor, or possibly a metal worker. Among the Amish, the Blank surname has a tragic origin. The Blank families came from the canton of Bern, where Anabaptists were hunted with particular ferocity in the late 17th century. In 1693, Bernese authorities executed dozens of Anabaptists and confiscated their property. The survivors fled to the Jura Mountains, then to Alsace, then finally to Pennsylvania. A single Blank family arrived in 1732. Today, the surname Blank is carried by thousands of Amish people, all descended from that one refugee family. The name may mean bright, but it was forged in darkness. Number 1. Zook. This is the most concentrated surname in the entire Amish population. It is also the most revealing. Zook comes from the Swiss canton of Zug, a small lakeside region south of Zurich. The name literally means from Zug. In the 17th century, Zug was a stronghold of Catholic orthodoxy, and Anabaptists there faced persecution, imprisonment, and forced conversion. Between 1660 and 1720, nearly every Anabaptist family in Zug either recanted or fled. One of those families was the Zooks. They left Zug in the early 1720s, traveled through the Palatinate, and boarded a ship to Pennsylvania. That single family, one man, his wife, and their children, became the ancestor of every Amish person alive today who carries the surname Zook. Genetic studies confirm it. Tens of thousands of people descended from one refugee family, one departure, one bottleneck, one name. 350,000 people sharing 12 surnames. It is not an accident. It is not even unusual in isolated populations. It is the inevitable result of a founder effect so dramatic that it compressed the genetic diversity of an entire nation into the bloodlines of fewer than 24 founding families. The Amish surnames you have just seen are not symbols of diversity. They are proof of concentration. Every Zook, every Blank, every Esh can trace their ancestry back to a single Swiss valley, a single village, a single family that chose exile over apostasy. The surnames survived because the community closed its doors. No new names entered, no old names left. For 3 centuries, the Amish have been a living experiment in what happens when a population isolates itself completely, and the surnames are the proof, written in blood and preserved in faith. Your surname is not just a label, it is a historical artifact, a coded message from the past that tells you where you came from, who your ancestors were, and what they survived. If you carry an Amish surname, you carry the genetic signature of a refugee. You are the descendant of someone who chose exile over obedience, who crossed the Atlantic with nothing but faith and a new name. The surnames in this video are rare, but the story they tell is not. Every surname is a bottleneck. Every family name is a survivor. Drop your surname in the comments, and I will tell you what it hides. If your surname did not appear today, it might be number 1 in the next video.